And we are back. And we are back for part two. Apparently, my pause button, if you leave it paused too long, it just ends it. So, anyway, we were at Ishin, Two Heavens is One, which is a red, white, black commander. And Ishin says it's a 3/4 for 3 mana. If a creature attacking causes a triggered ability to permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. This, we were getting our lands together. This is, what is that? Is Battle Cry? Let's see, like cards like Curse of Opulence will be decent because if if a creature attacking, so that's even if your opponent's attacking, that'll trigger twice. All of those, when this attacks creatures, which is probably what I will lean into, because I mean it's Mardu, red, white, black, so Mardu is pretty good. I know there was a whole bunch of the knights in Throne of Eldraine that had a lot of Mardu synergy. Something is knocking outside the door. Right now, as I am filming this, we are undergoing this winter storm. Of course, here in Tennessee, that's rain. So, I don't know. But I am curious as to what that knocking is, because it is right on the outside wall. Okay, so that's got our lands. What about, let's see, we're 3 colors, so we know we're going to need a Commander Sphere. Let's do an ingot. We'll do that and let that be that for the time being. As we move on to our next one, it's probably better that this is going to be more than one video, because we have done. Oh, okay. We have Jin-Gitaxias that we're going to have to do both names on, because Jin-Gitaxias had a previous card. Jin, insert that hyphen. Gitixas. Progress Tyrant. So we are way up in mono blue. This is a 7 mana 5/5. I guess I can be printing while I'm progress. Tyrant. That's a accurate word for Jin-Gitaxias. Tyrant. Now, the first time we saw Gingy was, ooh, Gingy was hardcore. Jin-Gitaxias. Alright, what does Jin-Gitaxias do? Whenever you cast an artifact, instant, or sorcery spell, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. This ability triggers only once each turn. I hate it when they add that last line in there, but we're the reasons why they do that. A copy of a permanent spell becomes a token. Okay. Whenever an opponent casts, same, artifact, instant, sorcery, counter it. this ability triggers only once each turn. Okay, so we know that we're going to need some mana ramp, because 7 mana to make this work. Hedron Archive. We're going to do Sisay's Ring. We're going to do a Thran Dynamo. Do we need Commander Sphere? No, it's mono colored. All these are the 2 colors. I want to see if there is any more non-guild. Hedron Crawler. I mean, technically it's an artifact, so we'll get to copy it. Here again, this is a deck that wants a Soul Ring in a bad way, so I will have to adjust that once I get the Soul Rings in. Okay, so instant or artifact instant sorcery. Whenever you cast it, you get to copy it. That doesn't lend itself very well to counter spells, I say, but we're going to look through the non-mana artifacts. Yeah, I have them separated out to see if there's anything that we want. Kefnet's Monument. I mean, all of our creatures are going to be blue artifact. We'll put that up here as a maybe. If we have too many artifact creatures, it may not. Although, we're going to get a copy of that. Yeah. Having 2 Stratus might be nice. Ooh, 2 Meteor Golems is nice. And as much ramp as we're going to have, it's probably not that big of a thing. Hate to make this just another blue artifact deck, but I mean, what do we got? Phyrexian Praetor is its creature type. Stratusai, Ceremonial Knife, Predator Flagship. We don't want that. I don't know if we want a disc or not. Fire Shrieker. If only. So let's look at our. What do we got? 7, 3. Let's look at blue. Blue. So we want instant sorceries, artifacts. Of course, we're going to be getting, you know, a lot of those in the actual set. What is the original blue version of Rule of Law? It's way back there. Was it like Mirage Block or Tempest Block? Arcane Laboratory. That's it. Because that would... Arcane Lab. You know what? I'm going to go look for Arcane Lab because that's too good to not include. I don't really remember. Okay, wasn't because the Arcane Laboratory, that's Saga Block. I remember it. I gotta walk across the room now. Arcane Laboratory is an uncommon. I want to say prefers a Saga. Academy. Now we're into. I may not have it. Seemed like it was also reprinted in a core set. Just having to go off memory here. So that would have been, let's see, Saga Block reprints would have been, was that 6th edition, 5th edition, 7th? Oh, but I just saw Boomerang. Boomerang might not be bad. Here it is, 7th edition, by the way, it got reprinted in. Arcane Lab has to be in there. What Arcane Lab does, each player can't play more than one spell each turn. Yes, that goes for us too, but if whenever an opponent casts an artifact, instant, or sorcery, it's countered. So if they cast any one of those, they're done. They're done that turn. Yeah, I know that's kind of cruel, but Deja Vu gets a sorcery back. I don't know that we need that. Aetherize is not one that, in Dwelling Wave, copying it doesn't help anything. Talrand. Now, if we go heavy with the instant and sorcery aspect of it, Talrand might make it. We're just going to need a negate just to have a negate anyway. Counterspell would be nice, but I think I'm once again low on counterspells. Anyway. So it's when we cast, so we won't get that if we drop our artifact lands because, we're not casting it. And it's mono blue, so mono color. We're going to start off with 30 basics. Yep, this is what I do every set. In between the preview season and when the cards actually come out, pre-build as many of these as possible because this stuff right here takes time. Just getting the sleeves and the deck boxes and the sleeving up the basic lands and whatnot. So it does take time. So that way, once I get my hands on the actual legends, the actual cards, when the set comes out, I can start to build, just instantly start to build the decks. And that's how I get them built so quick, is that the non-interesting portion of this is already done. So I don't know, I don't think that, I know a couple of y'all have asked me about this, but I know this is the second video and the first one was almost an hour, so I don't know that this is a thing people want to watch, but it's one of those things that I do, and because of the sheer nature of this quest, nothing I really do is normal. Okay, so that's Genji. Who we got next? Junji. Junji. We're just going to put Junji. Junji. 5 mana, 5/5 flying menace is not bad. Just in and of itself, right there. That's a pretty good rate. Now, granted, it is a mythic, so this may be one of the ones I have a little harder trouble getting. I like to try to pull as many as possible, but I know that Alright. Mono black. I think we already established I don't have a charcoal diamond from the last time. Or in the build box, I'll have to. So, what does it do? 5/5 Flying Menace. When Gingy the Midnight Sky dies, choose one. Each opponent discards 2 cards and loses 2 life. Put target non-dragon creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. You lose 2 life. So we are reanimating a thing when it dies. So we need to, it's got either, we need to make them discard creatures or kill creatures. Like, you know, I mean, we could totally go about this deck removal.deck. Just, you know, black kill things. I've done that though. Although at this point, it's kind of hard for me to find things I haven't done. Necrotic Hex, each player sacrifices 6. I don't know. I got the Underworld Dreams there for a little bit of card draw. We do have a Flying Menace 5/5 for 5, so that Lash Wraith is kind of not bad. I don't know if we'll probably need a Doom Blade. Definitely need a Dark Ritual. Power Word Kill. Not a lot of card draw in there. Extinguish. 1 board wipe. It isn't that bad. Warlock Class. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, each opponent loses 1 life. When this class becomes level 2, lose the top 3, put 1 in the rest of the yard. Level 3, at the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses life. Yeah, I don't know, maybe. Some tutors, I don't. Songs of the Damned. Songs of the Damned can. If we go with the creature sacrifice way, with like all the variants of flesh bags and chupacabras and stuff like that, this may be a thing. Necrogoyf. Power is equal to the number of creatures in all yards. That may be something. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player discards a card. It's more of a discard scenario than anything else. Don't know. But these are ones that are surely going in, right? Yes, after doing this, it really takes its toll on this specific box. Now, let's see. 5 mana, so I don't know. Archive, maybe. Pristine Talisman. I'm going to need to get into the box and get some more diamonds out. I probably need to set up a artifact, a mana rock binder, like I have the non-basic land binder. We're going to go ahead and put a Rogue's Passage in. And then we're going to get 30 basics. Like I said in the last video, which for me was just a few minutes ago, I start with 30 basics in monocolor decks. unless the commander says otherwise, you know. Like, obviously, if it's an artifact-centric deck, I'm going to want to use the artifact lands or, you know, a sacrifice deck, you know, whatever. But generally, as a rule of thumb, monocolor decks, I'm going to start with 30 basics. We will go from there. So... I typically save my white border ones for either white border decks, or if I know I'm going to be doing a lot of fetching or whatnot, I will use just to make game progress quicker. That way it doesn't take you forever to rampant growth. If you know that, you know, the only white border cards in your deck are all going to be your swamps, and you know, or your non-green lands, your Farseek's way quicker, and your rampant growth, things like that. So I'm all about trying to progress the game along if I can, because sometimes, you know, you get to those just states and you're like, but moving the game forward, that's what it's about. Okay, Junji. And then we have got Kari. K-A-I-R-I. Kari, the Swirling Sky. Also a mythic. So it looks like there is a mythic cycle. The Dragon Legends that we had at Rare last time. Of course, mythics didn't exist last time we were in Kamigawa. They were rare. But you know what? Seemed like they were rarer than rare. They were hard to get. Hard to keep. We all wanted them. Alright, so Kari is 6 mana, 6/6 Dragon Spirit, flying, ward 3. Sweet. When it dies, choose one, return any number of non-land, return any number of target non-land permanents with total mana value 6 or less to their owner's hands. So you can bounce some stuff. Mill 6, then return up to 2 instant and or sorcery cards from your graveyard to your hand. I don't, off the top of my head, know where I'm going with this one. But I know we're going to need to cast this 6 mana commander. So there's an archive and a Sky Diamond. We know we'll need those. Let's see, blue. Non-creature spell, proliferate. We don't know we're going to be proliferating. We don't know that we're going to be dead-eyeing. Future Sight is kind of card draw. I don't know. Mill 6 and return 2 instant sorceries. Do we do a self-mill? There's a Deja Vu. Well, I mean, we'll probably use that to bring... because we're probably going to be heavy on instant sorceries. Etherize, probably. I mean, it's a great panic button. We have a 6 power commander. There's our Rogue's Passage. Do we have any non-creature artifacts that we need to think about? Batu Monument, maybe? I don't know. This may be a decent time for me to try to start editing and put the, like up here in the corner, put the card that I'm actually working on at the time. I don't know. I've never edited. So I don't know if that's a thing. It would probably make watching this a little easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30. So if it's there, then I decided to do it. If it's not there, then I did not decide to do it. These are islands that are just chilling on top, so let's use them first. Now that I think about it, I don't know how I would make that work. I really don't. Do I have a program that can do that? I guess if it's there, if it was there in the first video, because I haven't uploaded that one yet. If it was there in the first video and it's there right now, then I figured it out. If not, then I did not. Yeah, I knew that wasn't going to be enough, so let's... I have a box of each basic land. What it is it's the bundle boxes for each basic land, and I've got it right there because this is where I build. And at this stage, it's not about finishing a deck or getting it close. It's about getting what I know the deck's going to have in it, because I don't per se know what direction I'm taking the deck at this point all the time. Now, some of the times I do. Some of the times you'll read a legend and I'm like, I've got it. This is a thing that I am doing. But for the most part, it doesn't happen that way. Especially when they're making 50 legends a set and they're all just, well, a lot of them are meh. Okay. We have... Does that complete the cycle? Kodama of the West Tree? Kodama... I missed an A. Kodama... West Tree. Okay. So another mythic. Are all the mythics creatures... Did they do that again? I don't know. This is long. It may be too long. No, it's going to be close. Kodama West Tree. Obviously, we are in mono green. Okay. 3 mana, 3/3, Spirit, Reach. Modified creatures you control have trample. Equipment, auras, and counters are modifications. Huh, that's neat. Whenever a modified creature you control deals combat damage to a player, rampant growth. Okay. So we're modifying equipment, auras, and counters in green. So because the modified creatures have trample, so I feel like no to Steve. Whoa! Zach give us a impervious great worm. Are we going to be able to get there? Are we going to be able to get there? That's 10 mana. Now, granted, it's 10 mana in green, so... because it is a 16/16 indestructible, it does not have trample. But if we give it an equipment, an aura, or a counter, it's going to inherit... Yeah. Man, I think we know where this is going. Go big. elves. Do we use elves? They're creatures. I don't know if we use elves. That already has trample. Rampant growth. We're not going to pay for trample if we're going to get it for free. Terastodon. We don't have a whole lot of mono green removal. Putting counters on, equipment on, or auras on. Vow of Wildness. I mean, that could work both ways. It grants trample, +3/+3. I think we probably want the trio of elves. I think we might. Because if nothing else, they can do the double work there, because if they're equipped, enchanted, or countered, then you've got the rampant growth type thing going on. Man, I have a lot of green in the... there's the 3 visits. There's a lot of green in the bill box. A Sky Shroud Claim, it goes and gets 2 forest. Hunting Wilds goes and gets 2 forest. Ranger's Path goes and gets 2 forest. I'll admit, whenever you gain life, put that many 1/1 counters on Ageless Entity. See, this could be... we could go hardcore one way or another with counters or equipment. I don't know. Rex Sage is good removal. Vivian, what do you do? Herd Baloth there again. 1/1 counters. When a 1/1 counter is placed on this, you may make a 4/4 beast. Colossification. Yeah, we're gonna do that. If creature's gonna have trample, we probably need an Orin Viper. Trample and Death Touch is cool. Acidic Slime for removal. Wow, that's the same art, but look how darker the Commander Legends one is in the M13. Some quality issues. Cultivate. Last handful of green. Crop rotation? I don't know that we'll need a crop rotation. Double meat, double cheese. If we're in for a penny, we're in for a pound, right? Cultivate and Kodama's Reach. Blanchwood Armor. Oh, yeah! Got there. Blanchwood is a beast within. It's a return to nature. That is probably a really good start for... it's a non-committal start, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't know until I see the whole set, how it comes out, if there's an overarching theme of counters or, auras or whatever. But we got a lot of cards for this one. Now, granted, these are... none of this is, ironed out in stone, except for probably that Blanchwood Armor and this Colossification. Because it's funny. Do we need all this ramp? I don't know. Maybe not. We may have to dial the ramp back once we get to the actual deck building phase. So that is a real possibility. We are going to go ahead and automatically get that Rogue's Passage, since we are going to have a potentially, you know, large thing going. And now we count out 34st. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 28, 29, 30. Oh, close. We're just going to grab from the box. Whatever force we get, we get. Yeah, the aura thing, maybe. I might go the aura route, because, like, Rancor is an amazing aura that comes back to your hand when the creature dies. So, but then we've also got equipment, which, you know, stays out there when the creature dies. So, I guess we could look in the... Well, we don't really know which path we're going down, because it seems like with this one we need to focus on equipment auras or 1/1 counters, because it seems like if we don't, it's just going to be haphazard all over the place and not very focused. I don't know. Maybe there's a way in this set to, you know, combine all three and be able to focus on all three strategies. Who knows? Modified, I do kind of like the term modified. It's one of those where you read it and you're like, why did it take them 29 years to come up with this term? I think, like everything, the more they make this game, the better they get at making this game. I know they do a far better job than I ever could. Alright, I gotta stand up and get more deck boxes down because they're up top. Alright, what we got next? Kotos, the Silent Spider. K-O-T-O. Koto. Kotos. Kotos has a brick of text. I mean, that's a bunch. Have you noticed? I'm sure you have noticed that the more and more that goes on, the more words are popping up on cards. Just simple 3-word text boxes are probably a thing of the past. We probably don't get those anymore. Okay, Kotos. 3 blue-black 4/4 human ninja. When Kotos enters the battlefield, exile target card in an opponent's graveyard other than a basic land. Search that player's graveyard hand library for any number of cards with the same name as that card and exile them. Oh, that's horse.
Holy Jesus.
Then that player shuffles. For as long as you control Coda, you may play one of the exiled cards and you may spend mana or mana of any color. So, he enters. We exile a card from their graveyard. Searching their library for any number of copies doesn't really matter in Commander. But then we get to play those cards. I thought this was going to be just a blank for Commander, but we do get to play those cards. But that's only one time when Kotos enters the battlefield. Is this the Deadeye Navigator card? Is that worth, you know, popping your commander in and out to exile a card from it? I don't know. But I do know it's blue and black. So we're going to need some non-basics, aren't we? Let's see if I have any non-basics. And I'd try to use up the ones in the actual build box first. For the Temple of Deceit. Field of Ruin, probably. Should probably put a Field of Ruin in every single deck. Probably should. I don't have that many Field of Ruins, though. Yep. We're going to use a Command Tower, a Evolving Wilds, and a Terramorphic. We know that off the top of our heads. Terramorphic, Evolving, Tower, Field, Temple. Go over here to blue-black, which is there, to get us a Guildgate, a Boneyard, a Refugi, a Backwater. I know those come into play tapped, and I know they're not optimal, but I am also not in a position to put shocks and fetches in every single deck. And even if I did, I mean, that's 2 cards. There are a lot of inexpensive, 2-color options. Whoop. And we know that we're going to need some mana rocks for our fixing. And for 2-color decks, I try to stick with the guild ones, Do I have any Dimir things in the box? I don't know if I have Dimir stuff in the box. I may have to start digging through the binders and the other boxes. Oh, there's a Cluestone, a Locket. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for that. So, man of any color. Put those in there. Do we have... I don't know if we haven't looked through our multicolor in a while. Will help zombie. No, we're not doing zombie travel. We're probably not doing hardcore artifacts. Kind of like that. Gain control of all creatures, artifacts, and creatures. Oh, target opponent. Yeah. It's hard to justify a Planeswalker for its ultimate. Yeah. It's all I'm feeling right now for Kotos. I don't really know how we're going to finish that one up. So let's come over here to... We have a green Spirit Dragon, Kura. Kura, the Boundless Sky. It's a Dragon Spirit 4/4 flying Death Touch. Death Touch on a flyer. Huh. In the zone. When it dies, choose one. Search your library for up to 3 lands. Reveal them, put them in your hand, then shuffle. Okay. Or get an XX green spirit token where X is the number of lands you control. So, we're doing hardcore ramp. I mean, that's what it looks like, right? Flying Death Touch Commander in green. Well, I think we will put a crop rotation in this one, just so that we know we have access to the Rogue's Passage. That is a rampant growth. So this is Forest Matters, maybe? Do we Wood Elf care? I don't know that we Wood Elf care. Maybe. We do Double Meat, Double Cheese care. We definitely code on the Reach. I feel like I've done this before 1,000 times. Rampaging Bailoth. I mean, it'd be okay. I don't want to. I may come back to it. Dungrove Elder counts for us. It's Forest Matter. Maybe. Cultivate. Beast Within, Return to Nature. Summer Bloom? Kind of. Maybe. Here, let's get these sleeved up, the ones we know. Return to Nature, we know. Beast Within. The Cultivate, which is the fixed version of Kodama's Reach. I say fixed, because they made Kodama's Reach and it was very popular and everybody wanted more copies of it, but because the Reach is arcane, they didn't have a really good place to reprint, one arcane spell. So they made Cultivate, which is the same card, but without arcane. Any number of creature or land cards from among them put in your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. Maybe Vivian? I don't know. Search them. I just feel like I have built the let's play a whole bunch of lands deck, because I realized we just left Zendikar and that's a thing there. There was a whole bunch of that, but Tribe Elder, maybe. Farseek, Winter's Grave, Wood Elf. I don't think we Wood Elf care again. Howl the Night Pack, here again, that's, we're playing mono green. And we're ramping out a bunch of lands. Maybe. I'm saying maybes because I'm hoping that there's something in this set that makes me not have to build it like this, because I have so many commanders that are like this. But Flying Death Touch. Okay, so we have a Flying Death Touch commander. Do we have a way to give it trample? I mean, there are plenty of ways in green. I mean, we could World Slay. Hence the laughter. Ronus's Monument. It's going to make green creatures one less. Do we care? I don't know. Stratus Scythe. Each land. I think we really want the Stratus Scythe. I think we really want it. So we'll put the Stratus Scythe in a sleeve. These maybes, that's exactly what those are. I'll put the maybes in there, not in sleeves, because they haven't. I'm not super convinced yet that I want to go that route. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, I mean, because when it dies, you do that. The white one we probably need to put Enduring Renewal in. Because when it dies, it'll just go back to your hand, then you can recast it. That felt thick. Oh, that's why. Is it? No. It's sticky. Thank goodness it was a basic land. I fill the basic land boxes up as needed. Typically after a day of doing this, I fill them up. But for the record, so far, we have done 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, and this one makes 19. So, yep, Kamigawa Neon Destiny. Neon Dynasty, my bad. Either, I mean, probably work the same. I can tell you this. We have put some cards into some sleeves today. Okay. Second verse. Same as the first. Kyo K Y O D A I Kyodai. Soul of Kamigawa. Yep, this is a white creature. Okie dokie. Let's read what Kyodai does. 4 mana, 3/3, Dragon Spirit, Flash, Flying. Oh, wow. When this enters the battlefield, another target permanent gains indestructible for as long as you control this. Wooburg. It gets +5/+5 to end of turn. Wooburg. This is a 5-color deck. Okay. So, we're going to grab... We don't have a whole lot of 5-color mana fixtures. We have the Ornithopter of Paradise, Darksteel Ingot, Command Sphere. That's etched old border. Let's go ahead. So we know that we're going to need those. And more. I mean, Arcane Signets are... the price has started to drop over the past couple of years, thank goodness, but it's still not to the point to where I can afford to buy 100 of them like I need to. So, enters the battlefield. Another target permanent you control gains indestructible for as long as you control this. It's +5/+5 till end of turn. We could go so many directions with this. We could do Dragon Spirits. So, we know that we'll need an Evolving Wilds, a Terramorphic Expanse, and a Command Tower. We know that off the bat. We're probably just going to get mana for this one and let that be that. I'm thinking I have a 5-color page in here. We have Path of Ancestry. Is it worth doing the tap stuff? Like Haven of the Spirit Dragon, if we go Dragon Tribal, that's a thing we can do. Crucible of the Spirit Dragon, remove 8 storage counters. It's a Spirit Dragon, so we're gonna put a Crucible of Spirit Dragon in there. Transguild Promenade, I don't know how I feel about that, but no Devoid, Shimmering Grotto. There again, unclaimed territory. If we go Dragon Tribal, that's a place we can go. Trying to get as many any color lands in the deck as possible, since it is 5 color. And I think this does this, because I'm like, well, let's put in 2 of each basic, because we know we're going to have at least 2 of each basic, right? White, blue, black. It's easy to, on 5 color decks, to make them 5 color green, to where you know, half your lands are all forest and you Farseek up all the rest of your mana base. It's too easy to do that. It's too common, and I've done it so much. Yeah, we didn't do much more than put the name on the box on that one, because I don't exactly know how we are gonna. Do I cap this off at an hour? Because we're getting pretty close. I've done, like, the first deck had almost 10. This deck had, or this video has had 10. I think we just go ahead and end part 2 here, and we'll do part 3. So, find part 3 on the channel. I plan on releasing these pretty close together. So, yeah, that's what we've got for. See you in a minute.